Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Tammy Ozturk, the designer at badbobbin.com. Today I'm here to show you how we apply the hot fix rhinestones, hot stick rhinestones onto our embroidered project. So I've created this flower swirl Easter egg snap tab, and I'll have the link down below. It's not out yet, so we'll have this coming soon. And you can make it without the rhinestones. There's just a few of them that have little holes in between in the flowers. So you can leave it that way, or it's meant to put rhinestones in it. So I'm going to show you how to apply the rhinestones, the different tips that are on it. I'll explain everything about the gun. It's new to me. Rhinestone application is not new, but with this type of tool and everything, and it being concaved and stuff and the different sizes. So we'll go over all that. We're going to do a couple learning things together and see how it comes out. One that I've done with different sizes and using just the clear rhinestones, and they are stuck on there. This one has just one size of rhinestone, and they're multi different colors. So I'll explain all that to you, where you can get it and all that fun stuff. So remember, if you love this video, give me a thumbs up. Even if you just like my video, please give me a thumbs up. And remember to subscribe if you haven't yet, and ring that notification bell. That way you'll get more awesome videos from me and let you know when I come out with some new ones. So let's get started, and I'll take you over to the cutting table and show you how we're going to start. All right, so here's just the little introduction, I guess, to the kit that I received. This was a gift to me. This was from Amazon. I'll put the link down below in the description if you prefer. There are others as well that are just the same. Some have more rhinestones, so they cost a little bit more. This was a minimal because I do have a bunch of other hot fix rhinestones from other things. So this is a new little kit that I got, so I thought I'd go ahead and show what comes in it, and then we'll go from there, and I'll show you how to apply it to the design. So it comes with, you know, the applicator, you can put the different tips into it, and it comes with the safety stand for it. So when it gets hot, you just go ahead and set it on the stand. Comes with the brass bristle brush to clean the tips. When the tips are on there afterwards, they can get a little gooey sometimes from the hot fix glue. Then it comes with tweezers, a little set of tweezers to pick up the rhinestones. It's pretty nice. These are the two white pencils that it comes with. This, believe it or not, you need to sharpen them. They actually pick up, I mean, besides marking where you want them, if it's on a dark fabric or, you know, dark colored, but this actually picks up the little rhinestones. So I'll kind of be showing you that this can pick up rhinestones besides the tweezers and place them where you need to. So this little thing actually picks up the rhinestones. So we'll show you that. Comes with two of those. Then I've got the They call these rhinestone picker pencils. So if anybody asks or you need to replace or something, they're called picker pencils for the rhinestones. So it comes with 7 tips, and the tips are marked. They do have really teeny tiny there. So you can kind of see this one says a 2 millimeter, and it's got a little teeny tiny tip in there. That's where the little rhinestones go in. So there's a 2 millimeter, 3 millimeter, a 4 millimeter. The 4 millimeter has a flat head. The jewel doesn't fit in it. It's actually flat, which is kind of like what I like to use, so I don't have to keep switching my tips all the time. And this one just says it's, you know, it's called a hot spot. It's right there on it. That's hard to see, but there we go, hot spot. So it's just a flat head. It doesn't specify which one you need to, you know, you can do it with any of the rhinestones, and I'll show you how that one works because that's probably the one I'm going to use. And then we've got this one here is our 5 millimeter. We have a 7 millimeter that sets inside, and then our 9 millimeter is an actual flat top also. So this is for the larger rhinestones. Hot fix rhinestones are what they are. And this one says it right there on there. It's a 9 millimeter flat. So it's a flat head, and this will work for your larger stones with the larger head. So it comes with the 7 different tips. And then it comes with 2 different boxes of rhinestones. One is the colored rhinestones, and all of these, there's 12 different colors. So they're really cute. And these are pretty much mostly 3 millimeter. So these are about the 3 millimeter rhinestones. It's really hard. Some of them look like they might be a little bit smaller, so there might be like 3 and 4s in this box. So it comes with all these little hot fix rhinestones, 12 different colors. And then it comes with also a box of the clear rhinestones. So the dark side is where the glue is, and then the top side will be clear. And this one actually comes with different sizes. So you get 2 of each size. So the same thing, you've got 2mm, 3mm, 4mm, 5, 7, and 9. So these are the clears. So we'll be using, probably I'll do like probably one with colors and then one with the clears. And then it comes with this little bag that it comes with that you can put everything in it when you're done. Little manual, which has simple directions for you. And that is the cute little bag. This is $18.99 on Amazon. I'm not affiliated with it or anything. This just happened to have been like one of the good deals that I actually put in my little wish list, and somebody actually purchased it for me and sent it to me. And I thank them very much. Her name is Jaylyn, so shout out to her for gifting it to me. And I'm going to plug this in, preheat it. So I'm going to go away for a little bit. I'll be right back and get this all ready to go and heat it up so that we can go ahead and put some hot fix jewels on our embroidered key change. So to start off, I'm going to use the flat. I'm going to go ahead and screw it in here first, make sure it's tight so it's not going to loosen on us. So it just screws right into the tip, and I'm going to plug it in, and I'll be right back once it's all heated up and ready to go. Heating is about 2 to 3 minutes. I'm probably going to let it sit for a good 4 to make sure it's nice and hot before we actually start to use it. And just, flip on the back, turn it on and off. Be right back. Actually, it's been a little bit longer than 3-4 minutes, so I've made sure this is really nice and hot. In the meantime, while that was heating up, I went ahead and picked out my jewels so that you didn't have to watch me pick through my boxes. And I figured for the holographic one, this one here, I'm going to do multicolored little ones. These are 3mm. And then for our yellow egg with the purple, I chose to do the clears, and I'm choosing different sizes so that we can see the different sizes and how they work. With the flat tip on our application tool, so with the flat tip, you can use any size, and with that you're going to place the jewel in your spot that you want it, and then use the tool to heat it and melt it to your project. If you use one that's concave for the actual jewel, then that's a different, you can do it both ways. You can go ahead and place it and set it, or you pick the jewel up with it. So hopefully after I do this egg, I'm going to stop and then we'll let it cool down, and I'll change out the tips, and I'll show you with this tip as well. I think that, the concave tip, I'll go ahead and use that and see, we'll see how that works too. So I've done the hot fix applique rhinestones. I've done them before on other projects with embroidery. When I made greeting cards and stuff, I would fix these that way, and I've done outfits and stuff with them as well. And I always use the flat tip. I've never had the tip that's been concave, so that'll be a new application for me as well, and we'll see how it works. So we'll get started. And like I said, this is our picker-upper tool, and it picks up the jewels. So you're going to basically, I kind of prime it a little bit by writing with it, just to prime, and then you're going to use it straight up and down. It kind of picks it up, and then we'll place it in the spot that we want. Picks it up, and I'm going to place it on this little flower here. So I'm going to place all my jewels in my spots and have them all ready to go. You can do it that way. If you don't want to mess them up or rearrange, you can do one at a time. That's fine as well. I'm going to place them all and get them in there. And then if the pencil isn't working, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, depending on, where. I've done it a few times already, so it's just, some of them pick up, some don't. Or you can, use the tweezers. You can do it either way. You can use the tweezers sideways this way, or you can pick up flat this way. Just be careful how hard you do. If you do, you may snap it, or, it'll slip, and then your rhinestone's going to go flying. So I'm going to place my rhinestones first, and then I'll go ahead and apply them and show you. Okay, so I have everything set, and the jewels will move a little bit here and there while we're doing the tool. So the flat part, when we do this one, you want to make sure that you are straight up and down when you're setting on top of the jewels. And I know it's going to keep going in and out and wanting to focus here. The plastic part of the tip here is warm. It is hot. It's vented so it doesn't melt, but it is warm. So you want to make sure you stay holding the rubber part here. This is the part that we want to make sure. All right. So we'll do our first one, see how we do. And you want to hold it for about 10-second count. You're going to go straight down. Don't press real hard, but you're going to press straight down to give some stability on it. And you're going to count to 10 for it. There we go. We'll see how that worked. And it's set. We want to let it make sure, you know, it's going to cool down before we actually do anything. But I wanted to show you what this actually is. So it's a little rhinestone, and on the back of the rhinestone, it has a little pad of light glue. So you can kind of see that it's, there you go. So those little ridges all over, it's a little pattern. So that's the glue, and that part heats up. And then it melts and it fuses the rhinestone to whatever your project is. So that's how all of them have that little glue on the back side. So there we go. And it seems like it's on there good. So let's go ahead and do our next one. I'm going to do the larger one. And we'll hold it for 10 seconds. And you can almost, while it's holding on there, you can almost, like watching it, all of a sudden just kind of do its little sink. And it is hot to the touch. It's going to be warm. I can feel it, and it's very hot. So if you want to push down a little bit, go ahead and use your pencil, but you want to make sure you use the wood part of the back of the pencil kind of to keep it firm, especially when we're doing it on the stitching and the vinyl. The vinyl kind of wants to pop it up a little bit. So there we go. And it's cooled down a bit, and it's didn't want to stick. So I don't think the glue, by looking at the back, maybe we need to hold it a little bit longer. So it kind of looks like the glue didn't melt on it. It's still a pattern. I'm looking at it, so there's still that the glue pattern, and if it melted, it shouldn't have the pattern anymore. So actually it did not heat up enough. So let's go a little bit longer than the counting of 10. I'll go ahead and put that back. And we'll go ahead and I'm going to do it a little bit longer than 10 and see what we get out of it. Okay, that was 15 seconds this time. And I'm going to just go ahead and push it down a little bit with my pencil. It's got a little bit of it's not a complete flat surface here on this one because of our stitching and then the center of our stitching. So, and maybe because it's a larger gem, it takes a little bit longer. So I'm not touching the tip, I'm just feeling. You can feel the heat on it, so I know it's working. So nope, still doesn't want to stick. Well, that's crazy because this one did stick, the little one did, so. And let me see, it kind of looks like the glue a little bit. Yeah, it just a tiny bit started, so maybe these do need a little bit longer. Let's try a small one again and see how that works. I'm going to try this other little small one here in the center. That was 10 seconds. Kind of hold it down a little bit. go. Yep, and that one did hold. So I'm thinking we're gonna have to go just a little bit longer on the larger ones because it's not making it through and the glue is just not melting. So I'm gonna try 20 seconds on this one. All right, that was 20 seconds. Well, maybe it's just not putting enough heat through the gem or the rhinestone because it's too thick. So we'll see if 20 seconds holds for the larger ones. It's cold to the touch. Yep, that one held up. That one's pretty good. All right, so now we kind of know we're gonna have to go a little bit longer. Maybe this one's just a little odd shaped and was bigger, but we'll go ahead and try this one again, and we're gonna go 20 seconds on this one. 20, 25, there we go. That's 20. Cool down a little bit. That one for some reason just does not want to work. Maybe it's the jewel, never know. Let's try a different one. Let's see, what size was that one? I think that was an 8. And I'm going to grab another one here. Here we go. Here's a new one. All right. Let's go ahead and do all our small ones first, since we know the small ones are going to work. Oh, I just lost that one. That's kind of why we're tweezers. See what happened. My mistakes are your learning. So I'll do a small one again right here on the outside. There we go. I'm going to use my pencil. It's a smaller one. All right, there we go. So with the larger ones and having the smaller tip, I think might be the issue. that I'm having, but you can try the larger, the 9mm flathead might work better on these and not have to have as much time holding, but you never know. I mean, they're all on here, they're good, they're not coming off. I think the longer you do it, the better you're going to melt that glue. It could be that maybe the height, you know, we can see that like the little ones are a little bit shorter than you know, the larger ones. So trying to get that heat through the little rhinestone glass, I think maybe is why we were having the issue. So this last one that we kept having an issue with, or I did, I actually put it for like 25-30 seconds and it seems to have held. And I pushed down firmly, you know, really press down firm to make sure the heat's getting through it and the glue's going to melt. And when it does melt, it was going to adhere to it. So this is with the clears, and I've done all different sizes. So yes, depending on the size is the amount of time we're going to hold the tool on it. So this is one of the eggs. This pattern is my Easter pattern that's coming out for Easter. So I'm, you know, you can leave it and not put the jewels, but the design I thought was cute, and I went, oh, we've got centers that are open, so that would be great to do and show how to do the rhinestones and how to kind of dazzle your embroidery work up, you know, a keychain or snap tab, key fob, whatever you want to call it. I call them snap tabs because it's exactly what that has. I'll finish these off for the end of the video, and we'll see. They're really cute. I think with a little bit of bling on it, and you know, you can do anything, even any other designs of snap tabs that you want to do. Just add some rhinestones. It's a cute little, you know, little thing, little investment. And what I'm going to do now is let my tool cool down, and we're going to go ahead and try this one and see how this works. And I figured, you know, my learning, my mistakes will show you what not to do and make. So I will be back and we'll go ahead and do the other one, which is going to be with the little 3mm, and I'm going to swap out the tips and heat up the gun, and I'll be back to show how we do the other ones. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've changed the tip, and this tip is with the concave in it to pick the jewels up. Hopefully this works. I haven't done it this way before, so learning for both of us. And I'm going to do the holographic one that I've done, and they're all going to be the same size because they can only be the same size because of our concave tip, so we can't change sizes. So what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to just hover over the jewel and pick it up, and it's supposed to pick up in our thing, but I don't see it picking up, so it actually just now stuck to the paper towel. So seeing that it doesn't do that, I guess like another way would be is to set it like inside the, but let's see what we can do here. So we're testing to see different ways of doing this. So I guess we can set it inside. Oh, it just melted my pencil on it, so that's going to burn. So that's not going to work. But the jewel is in there, and it's way in there, so maybe this doesn't work on this tip. I don't know. And supposedly it like heats up and melts it, and then we're going to apply it right on top. Maybe it does. So as it heats up, we'll lay it on top, a few seconds, and we lift up. I'm going to go ahead and press down, make sure it's set. Let's see how this works. Yeah, all right, well, that's one way of doing it. So let's try that one again. So I ended up picking it up upside down, and I'm going to set it right inside. Let's see if we can get this to focus and work for us here. Come on, focus, sorry. There we go, kind of, sort of. And I'm going to set that jewel right down in there with the glue side up. There we go. So with the glue side up, there's the glare. So you're supposed to kind of keep an eye on it. I don't have my other glasses on, so I really can't see if this is even working. And it's supposed to start, well, I guess it has, So once you set it in there, you kind of wait for it and the glue starts to melt. And then as soon as the glue melts, then you're supposed to flip it over to your project. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set the jewels like I did before. I think that's kind of the easiest way, is just setting the jewel where I want it. And then once I set them all where I want them, I'm going to go ahead and just set the tool over it and see if this works. Hold it for 10 seconds. And lift, and let's see how we did. We'll press it down. Yeah, the jewel's a little warm. When I touched it just now to press, I can feel that the jewel is warm. So this is another way of doing it with this tip. This is the concave tip that goes with this size jewel. So I'm going to go ahead and place all these jewels where I want them. They are hot fixed rhinestones. That's what they're called. So I guess I got to call them by their right name. And I chose to do all different colors here. Let's put that one up there. So I'm going to swap this one and put that one in the middle. Since I have a couple dark ones, I'm going to spread them around a little bit. Come on, flip. That's the hard part, is getting the jewels to flip for you and cooperate. No, they just don't want to. There we go. Let's move that one and put it up there. There we go. So most of them are in place, and so what I'm going to do now is go ahead and just heat them all down. And so I'm going to hold them for about the 10 seconds, and then I'm going to go ahead and push them down with my tweezers. Other projects you probably don't have to, but since we're working with vinyl and stitching and it's not an even surface, then because it's not being an even surface, I think that's what's giving us a little bit of trouble, but we're making it work. So here we go. Oh. right, there we go. And I think that was it. For these smaller jewels, using that tool and then pressing them down just to get them seated in between the vinyl and the threads, 10 seconds is perfect. They are in there. They are, you know, glued solid. They're not going anywhere. I did the same thing with this one earlier, and these aren't going anywhere. They're pretty good glue when it melts properly. That's our trick, is melting properly. With that tool, being that it fits around the jewel, yes, it does heat it up better because it's covering the whole thing. And it also does get near the thread. So I would say be careful, and on the smaller jewels, don't go over the 10 seconds because I think you're going to melt the thread, especially if you're using rayon or polyester, or the poly rayon even, or poly neon, I'm sorry. They do melt, so they're like a nylon thread. And I think this heat on it too much might melt it, but I think it did good, actually. I think, you know, either way, I would do both. Knowing that you're doing different sizes, then yes, use the flathead. If you're using all the same sizes, I think this tool actually worked better because it was covering the whole rhinestone with this concave tip. And by covering the whole thing, it was heating it up better and having, I guess, an even probably distribution of the glue. So, you know, we have our flathead, or the flat one, or the one with the concave. So there's our project with rhinestones, and I'm going to go ahead and finish these off and end the video with them finished off, and I shall be right back. Okay, I finished them off with some snaps. Another way you can finish them off, if you don't do snaps and maybe you do rivets, you can use one of the rivets that have a stone in them. That would be kind of nice to add to the bling. So all the jewels are on here. The rhinestones are good. They're not coming off. I've been, you know, roughing them up and everything. So I think they're on pretty good. I just know that the bigger ones, we have learned that we need to hold the tool on for longer if we use the flathead. So at least 20 to 30 for these longer ones, or larger ones, I should say. And the small ones we did with the concave head with our tool, and they turned out great too. And we kind of learned that I guess we just place them where we want them and then just go ahead and go straight down on them and hold it down for 10 seconds. Not much longer for these smaller ones. And they turned out good. Snap tabs, and this is the new design that'll be coming out from badbobbin.com. If you'd like more designs that use jewels, I mean, this one you don't have to use the jewels. You saw it. It just leaves the centers open, that you can leave it the way it is, or we can add the hot fix rhinestones. So if you want more designs, let me know down below. That would be great. I can, you know, surely make more and try to design some more that can accommodate the hot fix rhinestones. Saw where we got the tool. I'll leave the link down below for the tool. I am not affiliated with anything with Amazon. It just happens to be where I got it, and it was kind of like the least expensive one. So it's $18.99 for the whole set with the hot fix rhinestones as well, coming with the colored ones and that. And then I know you can find more from different suppliers as well. Maybe I'll find some of them and put them in the link as well. Or if you want to know, just ask and I can bring a couple in there. I know that there's other suppliers out there that do supply and sell the hot fix rhinestones as well. So if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Comments down below would be great. Subscribe, especially that. Subscribe. I'll have more videos coming out soon. And ring that bell. That way you'll get notified when I do come out with some more videos for you. And I hope you enjoyed learning about hot fix rhinestones for our embroidered patterns and embroidered things. Have a great time, fun time making these if you do get them and can. And be sure to share them out on the Facebook group for Bad Bobbin as well. Love to see everybody do their work and share in that group as well. And everyone else likes to see what you make also. So let's see what you come up with too on your creation of your Easter egg or swirl, curl, Easter egg with rhinestones. And I'll have the link to that too when it does come out. Enjoy. Meet you at the cutting table.